In our non-stop and noisy world, finding a moment of silence feels like a real puzzle. With the rush of deadlines, never-ending to-do lists, and buzzing worries, our minds hardly have any space left for peace or creative ideas. In the middle of all this, silence seems strange and out of place. But for Isabel, a young artist who was stuck in a creative rut, it was this strange silence that held the key to her artistic rebirth. In the heart of Paris, a city known for its thriving art scene and beautiful colors, there lived a brilliant painter named Isabel. She was celebrated throughout France and beyond for her captivating paintings. Her paintings used to be full of bright colors and lively descriptions of the beauty of life, which showed how deep her inner world was. However, lately, Isabel has been standing for hours in front of blank canvases, with her paintbrushes still in her hands. She was stuck in a creative rut that wouldn't end. The artist, who used to be full of life, was now struggling with a huge block that seemed to stop her from being creative and make her feel down. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The blank surface became a mirror of her inner turmoil, which scared her so much that she couldn't face it. Her studio used to be full of creative energy, but now it echoed with unsettling silence. Isabel tried different things to deal with this. She looked for ideas in nature, immersed herself in great works of art, and even tried to get more creative with music and books. But nothing worked. She could no longer access the vivid pictures and ideas that used to flow easily through her mind. They were now locked behind a strong wall, leaving her canvases unfinished, and her spirit down. During these hard times, Isabel heard that a Zen master was going to be in Paris. Master Kaito was the name of this Zen master, who was known for his profound wisdom and ability to guide individuals towards finding inner peace. Driven by a glimmer of hope and a desperate desire to rekindle her artistic passion, Isabel decided to seek Master Kaito's guidance. She wanted to find a way to get rid of the cloud that was blocking her inspiration, and she thought the Zen master might have the answer. Isabel found Master Kaito in a peaceful park, where flowers were growing in a rainbow of colors. She bowed respectfully and said,
"Master, my canvas remains silent. My brush is idle. I'm struggling to find inspiration. How do I revive my art?"
Master Kaito looked at her kindly and said,
Isabel, to let your art flow, you must first empty your mind.
He took her to a peaceful park pond. The pond was filled to the brim, which reflecting how beautiful the sky above. Then, Isabel got a small cup from Master Kaito.
Your task is to empty this pond using this cup, taking care not to disturb the reflection of the sky and the water.
Isabel didn't know what to do. The task seemed impossible, just like the blank surface she was trying to paint on. But she trusted Master Kaito's advice, and began her task. She carefully put the cup in the water, so that the image of the sky stayed the same, and then she dumped the water out on the grass nearby. Hours turned into days, and days into weeks. Isabel kept working hard at her job, but the water level in the pond didn't change much. Her anger was growing, and her mind was getting messier than ever. One day, while Isabel was focused on her work, Master Kaito came up to her and said,
Isabel, you are trying to empty the pond, but you have forgotten to empty your mind.
Empty my mind, Master?
Isabel was confused and asked. Master Kaito smiled warmly.
Let go of your fears, your expectations, and your doubts. Be fully present in this moment. Immerse yourself in each dip of the cup, each wave in the pond, and the dance of the sky's reflection.
Isabel took the master's advice to heart, and started focusing on each moment. The chill of the water against her hand, the gentle sound of water being poured on the grass, and the calm ripple in the pond, She started to lose herself into the task, that she forgot about her creative block, the blank canvas, and the idle brushes. She was simply there, in the moment. Over time, Isabel's mind got quieter, and her thoughts became clearer, as she continued to enjoy the stillness and silence. Every day, the reflection in the pond changed, and became more beautiful, which echoing the awakening in her soul. It seemed that the entire world, from every dewdrops to blossoms, gave her inspiration. When Isabel finally understood what was going on, she felt a weight lift off her heart. A sense of freedom filled her being. She went back to her studio, and for the first time in months, she looked at the blank canvas not as an intimidating opponent, but as a friend who waiting to join in her creative dance. Still thinking about how peaceful it was to work at the pond, she let her brushes move freely across the canvas. She didn't try to make a masterpiece. Instead, she just let herself feel each brushstroke, color mix, and texture. Her art began to come out of her freely, and in a real way. Then, the once silent canvas began to sing with colors that were more vibrant and true than ever. It was the pond, the sky, and the dance of colors. It was her, and it was her soul which unburdened and free. From that day forward, Isabel painted with a renewed spirit, and without any expectations. She finally got what Master Kaito meant when he said,
To let your art flow, you must first empty your mind.
She realized that the real source of her art wasn't trying to be perfect, but in the purity of expression that came when she let go of expectations. So, Isabel's story became a beacon of inspiration for artists and each individuals all over the world. It showed how the power of silence, and the freedom that comes from letting go of expectations. It was testament to the transformation that can occur when they learn to empty their mind and focus on the present moment. The story of Isabel serves as a profound reminder of the impact a cluttered mind on creativity and productivity. Like Isabel, many of us are often burdened by worries, fears, and expectations. These mental burdens act as barriers, limiting our ability to think freely and creatively. The Zen master's wisdom: to let your art flow, you must first empty your mind. Teach us that we can be truly creative and find inner peace when we let go of these burdens. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the noise and distractions that happen every day. Constant digital stimulation, high expectations, and the pressure to multitask can lead to mental clutter that make us feel stressed and hindering our creativity. To take the wisdom of this story to our own lives, we should try to create moments of silence and stillness in our daily lives. It could be done through mindfulness practices, like meditation, or simply by giving yourself quiet time for reflection. The key is to clear our minds of useless ideas and pay attention to the present moment. This can help us reduce stress, improve focus, and unlock our creative potential. Moreover, the story shows the importance of letting go of standards you have for yourself. Like Isabel, we need to realize that trying to be perfect often stops us from being creative. Instead, we can have more satisfying results by being ourselves and focused on the process. The Zen concept of emptying your mind carries great wisdom. It encourages us to clear out our thoughts and create space for creativity to grow. By embracing silence, stillness, and present moment awareness, we can unlock our creative potential and find greater peace of mind. This practice can be a powerful tool to improve our health and productivity in a world that is constantly noisy and demanding. The story of Isabel and her journey to regain her creativity teaches us that we have the power to change our lives. We can discover the power of silence and the profound changes which can bring to our lives by letting go of burdensome and accepting the present moment.